Here we go, yo. All right. Hey, check it out. Got a cool episode for you today. And I know that I'm the guy that writes the episode, so that's kind of like whatever. But I'm just telling you, it's a cool episode today. It's a very cool episode today. We're going to talk through some interesting things that are going on in the world. We're also going to talk through this whole survival of the fittest type deal where only the strong survive. We're going to talk through that. I'm also going to give you some practical applications, some things that you need to do in order to be able to continue growing and scaling in the world that we're in right now, which is a very interesting place to be in many ways, right? Fascinating. So grateful to be in this place. But we're going to be talking about those things. And then also super excited to give you a visual walkthrough of a 9,700 square foot, absolutely innovative space that we have the pleasure of being able to experience, enjoy, and create with as we continue to move forward. So listen, I'm glad you're here and I hope you're ready. It's time to rise and grind. Good morning and welcome to #Rise and Grind, the #1 morning show in the world filled with motivation, education, and inspiration. I am your host, Glenn Lundy, husband to 1, father to 8, and the founder of the 800% Club, the club designed to help you unlock your full potential. Each episode is filled with celebrity interviews, inspiring conversations, and the strategies you need to get ahead in your career and turn up the volume because it's time to rise and grind. Hey, good morning. How are you, my friend? Oh my goodness. All right, cool. Check it out. Here's what I need you to do today. If you're on Clubhouse, go ahead and click that link at the top of the screen. I'm going to have you join me live over on Facebook. For those of you that are already on Facebook, do me a favor as well. Tag your friends that you know are typically in this space because I can already tell that our friends over at good old Facebook are making it a little bit difficult for people to find the show this morning. I can always tell, I can always see, and it's okay. We just keep rolling. We make it work. You guys plus me together, we go out there and we find all the peeps that we need to find, right? So share this show out. It's going to be a great one today. Tag your friends that you know are supposed to be here. And those of you who are on Clubhouse, click that link at the top of the screen. I promise you won't regret it. And come join us right here on Facebook. Fair enough? All right, good. Good morning. Today is Thursday, March 9th, 2023. That's right. Today is Thursday, March 9th, 2023. And what's crazy is today is the very first and the very last time it'll ever be Thursday, March 9th, 2023. So I want to make sure we make the Lexington, Kentucky. That's right. I'm coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky, where we are in our new office space, 9,700 square foot office space. And it's freaking exciting, right? It's very exciting for us to be here. And what's crazy is we used to be in a smaller, like 900 square foot office space, something like that. And so to move into this big space has been incredible. But I thought, since you and I are family, it's been very rude of me to not give you the tour and show you what this space looks like. So do you guys want to see it? Just drop it in the chat if you want to see the new 9,700 square foot office space. Drop it in the chat. If so, I'll take some time this morning to show it to you because it is freaking cool. And I'll also show you behind the scenes on some of the things that we're working on. But just let me know in the chat. You can be like, nope, not interested. No, thank you. Don't want to see it. Okay, Dora Maria says, yes, let's see it. Tom Popelka says, let's see it. Tony Schmidt says, let's see it. Jacqueline Underwood says, let's see it. Mary Kim says, let's see it. Marcus Ellis says, show it to us, Glenn. Ken Cook says, yes, sir. What's up, Ken? Christina Howard says, yes, we want to see it. Tara Hope says, yes, let's see it. Nathaniel Banks says, yes. Angela says, yes. Okay, Alicia says, yes. She says, she bets it's beautiful. Rodney Rock Hatfield, his quote was in the planner today. He says, yes, he wants to see it. Ramon Ray says, yes, he wants to see it. Debbie Dally Waba wants to see it as well. Mary Kim Farkas wants to see it. Gail Dopp says, let's see it. Okay, everybody wants to see the new digs. All right, I'm going to show you the new digs. Before I do, though, I do want to hit Rodney Rock Hatfield's quote because I thought it was great. Rodney's quote today in the Morning 5 Planner. If you don't have one of these, you should get one. It says, commitment is doing the thing you said you would do long after the mood you said it in has left you. That's how I feel about the marathon that I'm going to be doing some training for today, Rodney. So that really hit me. So I appreciate it. All right, Carrie Carter says she wants to see it. Cheryl Brody wants to see it. Alicia Watts says she wants to see it. Kevin Faley, let's see where the magic happens. All right, I'm going to take you guys on a tour right now. Here it is. Check out the new facility. Click the link at the top if you're on Clubhouse. You're going to want to check it out. You ready? Here we go. Still have a lot of pieces to put together as we continue to evolve. But you come over this way, you can see this is the studio where we do the show, right? So come in here, lights come on. This is what the studio looks like, where we're at right now. And so I'm gonna put my stuff down. Oh, put my bag down. Sorry, I didn't mean to cover up the camera there. Take my jacket off. It's cold up in here. It's cold here in Lexington today, but we got a little run coming later because we're practicing for a marathon. All right, so I'm gonna bring you around real quick, let you check this place out. And so that's the studio area there, and then here, this is our new conference room. This is exciting for everyone on top of each other. Hopefully, our old office was about the size of this conference room total. But now this is just a little piece of what we got. So let me take you over here, show you the kitchen real quick. All right, so you come around, you've got the kitchen here. This is our place where our people can eat and they can cook, do all those things. Jessica says she's gonna start cooking us breakfast here, which I'm super excited about. But let's go back over here. As you can see, we're back to the studio to give you some framework there. There's the lobby. All right, we're gonna come down the hall here. Got some signs we gotta put up. So lights should kick on. Boom, there's the lights, right? So now this is our cubicle areas. We've got Nick has moved in. This is where Nick's at. And if you come over this way, this is where Casey, much cleaner, as you can see, much cleaner. And we got a couple little things that we're putting together, little Forbes, little people, those types of things. And this is, so all of the Lundys have claimed offices. So all my kids have little offices. So this is Oakland. This is Oakland's office. And this is Willow, right? Willow's got her office right here. She's got everything set up. She's all about execution, grind, and hustle. Right? She's got a little hat and whatnot. And then this is Fisher. So Fisher's got his office. He's got his dinosaurs, which are very important to him. Dinosaur backpack, and he's limitless, and he's got his little dinosaurs, right? So let's walk over here a little bit. So you come over, we got a little sitting area, which is nice, right? A little sitting area here. And then this is where the boss lives, right here. So this is Jessica, right? This is her office. Again, lights come on. I can't really show you that real. That's our retreat, right? So there's some. All right, so here it is. All right, we got a little fobby fob thing. Let's just fob in. The lights kick on. Right, it should. There we go. Boom. All right, we gotta
Hold up. Sorry, hold up. I'll fix it. Hold on.
All right, so here it is. All right, we got a little fobby fob thing. Let's just fob in. Little sitting area, which is nice, right? A little sitting area here. And then this is where the boss lives, right here. So this is Jessica, right? This is her office. Again, lights come on. I can't really show you that real. That's our retreat, right? So there's some little sneak peeks for those that are in 800% Club. Little sneak peeks. Don't tell Jessica I showed you. And then this is my office here. So this is Lundy, Mr. Lundy's new office. That's for our puppy, right? And there's where I do some work. There's the sleeping bag. That's where I might have to, take a nap every once in a while. I'm like, dang, I feel a little tired. I'm just like, zonked, right? Take a little nap sometimes here in the office, which is always great. And then you go over here. I've got my own little bathroom, which is nice. Never had that before. So got my own little bathroom right there. And yeah, that's what's going on there. So let me bring you over here. This is gonna just give you reference again. There's the cubicles down there. There's Jessica's office. There's Glenn Lundy's office. And then this is Brandon. This is where Brandon's at, where all the magic happens. This is where Brandon does all his video work, all the cool video work that you see. And then you walk over here, and this is where our sales guys are at. So the sales team, they have an area right back there where they can do video. Right here, that they're going to do some video. This is where Joel has set up. Little Joel man. He's got a little picture of him and his daddy. He's got his Raiders helmet over there in the corner, hiding in the shadows, like the Raiders, right? But this is where they do their stuff. So Evan's in here, and Hoel and Zach and Malcolm. And this is a map that kind of shows where a lot of our dealers for 800% Club, where they are located. You can see we've got a couple headed out west, but pretty saturated up here. Got a couple up in Canada. So that's where that is. And then they have their own bathroom here. Oh, there's a cuss word on the board. This is some of the stuff we're working on. This is sales training right here that they're working on, so on and so forth, right? Sales training, leadership training, all of that good stuff. So you come out, give you a reference. Brandon, Glenn, Jessica, cubicles, right? Sales. Hope you're not getting dizzy. And then there's that conference room, right? There's the conference room. And then you make your way over here. I think lights will come on. Maybe they won't. We're not really over in this section yet. So as you can see over here, here's the kitchen. Give you another reference point. So as you can see, I'll turn on these lights. Boom, you come on over here, and we have all of this right here. Crazy, right? We have all of this over here. Jessica's doing some work there. So this section over here, we're gonna pull the cubicles out. We don't need all the cubicles. So we're gonna pull these cubicles out, and we're gonna actually build a studio. So right now they're doing some green screen works for sales training that the guys are putting together. But this whole area over here, I'm gonna put a wall up. I'm gonna put a wall right here. And then inside here, we're gonna build a bunch of different sets, right? So right in through here, imagine all these cubicles gone, and we're gonna build a bunch of different sets for different shows and productions. We've got a podcast that we plan on releasing. The morning show's gonna change, the set's gonna change on that. So we'll be doing that over there, and or like right here, and some other sets, some different environments for different things. All right, you can see we got some cool art on the wall right here. This is what ties you into Kentucky. That's how you know you're in Kentucky, right? And so we've got that, and yeah, there's a little storage area over there, nothing too fancy, but I'll take you back through here just to give you a reference point. There's the conference room. Come back over here. We're back in the lobby again. Right, here's the lobby right here, and that takes us right back to the studio. And we can then continue. Cool. All right, that's the tour. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's grow 800% on it. Quite the upgrade, huh? Quite the upgrade from the little space that we had before. I mean, we had a tiny little space. The only thing that's left to move from the other space, we still have access to that space for a few more weeks. And the only things that we have left, I have a big desk that's been with me for a long time. It's going to end up going in a set for one of our shows. Oh, lights just went off in here. I'm not moving around enough, I guess, right? So we've got to move my desk still. We got to make that happen. And the fish tank, for any of you who have been to my old office, we still have to move the fish tank, which I'm super excited about. We're actually getting a bigger fish tank for our saltwater fish, which is going to be awesome. And then we get to cut, thanks, Heather Parody. We get to cut the walls out. And we're going to cut the signatures out of the old studio, and we're going to frame those and put those up here in this office. Those signatures mean the world to me, and that's about it. And then over here we need trash cans. We don't have like any. Like we need little trash cans everywhere for sure, right? And internet. I don't know if your feed's been cutting in and out this morning. On my side, it kind of wavers. They're still working on getting me dialed, lined up internet. So I'm running on Wi-Fi, which is never a good idea for this particular show. So it's a big step though, right? Like from just under 1,000 square feet to 9,700 square feet. From having I guess we had 3 little office spaces to now we have like 40. Like my kids have offices. Savannah's got the front, right? She took the whole front. That's how she is, right? From the utility closet to here, like Stephanie Toadvine says, right? From a utility closet where the show started to 9,700 square feet. And so it's crazy because I'm super grateful. Like, we started a movement 5 years ago, and this is the harvest season for that movement, right? Like, started planting seeds, episode 1 of this show, January 11th, 2018, just started planting seeds. Started building relationships, started connecting with people, started showing up at 5:30 in the morning, right? Boom, 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 boom. 5 years later, it's like harvest season. You got a 9,700 square foot facility. We just bought a jet, right? Like, it's crazy. But this is harvest season. But with that said, like, don't get it twisted, okay? I don't want anybody to get it twisted. We went through COVID too, just like you. And just like every other business in the world, we launched a product that no one had ever seen or heard of before. It has been incredibly challenging. The product that we sell, you can't touch it. You can't smell it. We don't sell a tangible asset. We sell wisdom, experience, and knowledge. And we do it in a way that nobody's ever done it before. It's been freaking hard, man. And we've made a lot of mistakes, like a lot. And we have burned a ton of cash. I mean, golly, I think if I had the exact amount of cash we spent over the last 5 years getting to where we are today, I'd probably puke. Like the stuff, not the money we invested that we got an ROI, the money that we spent that we got no ROI, the mistakes that we made, right? We've hired people, we've fired people, we've hit home runs, and there are many times that we struck out. But overall, we're winning. And it feels good. Like, it feels really, 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 really good to be winning. Especially since our story is not everyone's story. I know and understand that. 1.4 million businesses closed their doors forever in 2020 and 2021. 1.4 million businesses closed forever. 62 million people lost their jobs, couldn't work, had nowhere to go. 62 million people. 26% of the businesses that did survive were negatively impacted. While we grew 800%, a fourth of the businesses that did survive were negatively impacted. They went backwards. There was $170 billion in annual wages lost last year, 2022. $170 billion in wages that annually were lost. And in the midst of all of that, we've grown over 800%. Originally, it was just me. Now it's me plus 13 people. I started with a handful of viewers, like my guy Scott Simons. I think, is he here right now? He's usually here. There he is. Started with a handful of people watching the show, man. Just a handful of people watching episode 1. And now, dude, go to Google and type in Glenn Lundy, #Rise and Grind, and then hit images. It's crazy, man. Hit images, hit video, or just try to find, we're like 160 pages deep on Google. Insane, right? Like insane. So we've grown over 800% online. Growing over 800% when it comes to my team. The 800% Elite Automotive Club started with 12 dealers. Now we have over 100. We're serving over 200 rooftops nationwide. And so listen, let's face it, man. This is just the reality of life, right? That's right. Here from day one, Scott Simons. This is just the reality of life, man. There are winners and there are losers. That's like a reality of life. And we're on the winning side right now. Right? Like this whole survival of the fittest thing, like it's a real thing. It's a real thing. Only some will win, some will lose. Simple as that. See, for us, we were fit, we were lean, we were big, we were agile. We were all of those things. And most importantly is we were adaptable. See, really the difference between winners and losers, if you look at like the theory of evolution, if you look at as demand changes, not just survive, but usually can thrive. Those that don't adapt as demand changes, those are the ones that die. Yeah, there it goes. For some reason, man, I don't know what's going on. There it is. Sorry about that. Y'all didn't miss nothing. I waited for you, for those of you on Facebook. Look, winning requires you to adapt. It requires you to evolve. You have to evolve with the emerging trends. You have to evolve with the markets. And yet at the same time, here's the thing. At the same time, you have to adapt, you have to evolve. But at the same time, you cannot lose sight of the principles and values that got you where you are today. This is a balancing act. You see, I see it often. Often people will build one way, then they let what worked because now they're chasing the shiny object, right? And this is a recipe for disaster. This is an absolute recipe for disaster. I want you to think, like, if you build a foundation with no building on top, it's worthless, right? So if I go and I dig a foundation, I start, right? I'm like, okay, cool. I start with a show, right? And that works. It brings me people, connects with people, starts to expand us in a different way, in a unique way, right? So I'm doing a morning show. The morning show is filled with motivation, education, inspiration, right? So I build that foundation, right? We dig down however many feet, we build the foundation. And I'm like, okay, cool. That works. We've got the foundation. And then now I'm like, oh, well, a lot more people jump into a room if I do news, politics, disaster, despair, headlines, da 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 da. Right. So even though that's against my core values, like I'm not down with that stuff. If I shift over there, it seems there's a market for that. I can get more attention, I can get more eyeballs, I can get more people, right? So I leave this foundation that we created and I go jump over there, right? Now, if I go do that, now I create a new foundation over there. Maybe that's successful, maybe it's not, I don't know. But I create a new foundation over there, right? And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, wait. Okay, the trend, this over here, this looks like a better idea. So then I go build. So now I've got all these foundations built, but there's no buildings on top of them. If there's no buildings on top, there's no point where you harvest a reward. So listen, yes, you have to adapt and evolve as you're building this thing, right? Like we still do a show, but our show looks a little bit different and it's evolved in different ways over the years, right? We still do retreats. We do retreats with our 800% Club, which we've done from the beginning, but the retreats used to be a little conference room with just a bunch of people chatting, and now our retreats are world-class experiences and events, right? It evolves, but it still sticks to our core principles, right? And so now it's a larger investment, right? I spend more money on the studio. I spend more money on events. I spend more money on staff. I shouldn't say spend. Erase everything I just said. I invest more money on events. I invest more money in people. I invest more money in my studio, right? I don't have to. I don't have to do those things. Please keep this in mind. We could completely shift and pivot. We could say, okay, great. We're not going to invest in the studio. We're not going to do the show. We've already got a recurring business. We're good. We don't have to do that anymore. We don't need to invest over there anymore. Let's move over here. Let's shift that money over here, right? Let's just get rid of the show. We could do that, right? As a matter of fact, for 6 months, I tried to do that. I could say we're not going to do retreats for 800% Club. There are tons of people that sell coaching and consulting and training that have 0 retreats. They do not have any live in-person interactions whatsoever. Retreats cost me $400,000 a year now for retreats, right? I could say, no, I'm just going to get rid of that. Like, I don't have to do that anymore, right? I could do that. The market could probably say that that's actually a possibility. Actually, the market does say it's a possibility, but it's against my core values, and it's against the foundation of what made us who we are. I love the live interactions. I think it's so important. I think it's so important to pull people out of their homes, out of their normal environments, and to expose them and bring awareness to sunrise hikes at 6 a.m. To be able to spend time and break bread together, the meaningful conversations, the meaningful interactions that happen. I think it's so incredibly important to humanity. So no, I don't have to. We choose to. So listen, we could be doing this whole thing differently. No show, no retreats. All pre-recorded. All of our training could be pre-recorded. We could do all paid features, like you can only pay to watch this show. You can only pay for my content. You can only pay to access me. You can only pay, like there's no access to me outside of that. You got to pay to be in the room. You got to pay to be on Clubhouse. You got to pay to be on a stage. You got to pay to go to our different thing, right? Like we could make everything. We could put everything behind a paid wall. People do that. But dude, that's not what got us here. It wasn't a paid wall that got us here. So listen, there's a lot of things we could do different. But if it causes you to lose sight of your foundation, if it causes you to lose sight of your roots, I'm going to challenge you right here, right now. Like, don't do it. Just don't do it. If in any way, if you get just a little tinge, like somebody gives you an opportunity or you're thinking about making a decision and it just gives you a little tinge that it's not aligned, like it's not congruent with who you are, just don't do it. They're like, oh, here's the trend. You should do the dancing thing over on TikTok. And you're like, man, I don't do the dancing thing. Just don't do it. Right? Like if it's not for you, don't do it. If 75 hard's not for you, don't do it. Like if it's not your thing, just don't do it. Like so often, man, we fall into these traps. I don't want you to fall into any traps. I want you to be adaptable. I want you to be willing to evolve. I want you to test out and try new things. But don't lose sight of your roots. Don't lose sight of your foundation. Keep building on that foundation. Now listen, you have very far to go. Trust me, you have so far to go. And I know that because I do too. Like so far to go. I haven't even scratched the surface. Like we just started this marathon, baby. We're like in potential to really become the best versions of ourselves that we can possibly be. But on that journey, if you are going to screw up along the way, do me a favor. Let's screw up on the top floor, right? The floors that we're building up here. Let's not screw up the foundations of what we've built. See, as I'm building this building, and as you're building your building, we're going to make adaptations and changes to each floor, right? Each floor is getting a little bit better. Each floor's got new technology in it. Each floor's got new, materials and access points, and we're getting more innovative as we're building each floor, right? We're adapting on the way up, but the foundation stays the same. Does that make sense? What you don't see, the part that's under the surface that's holding the whole thing up, that never changes. Don't change your foundation. Who you are as a child of God is everything that you need to be. Evolve along the way, but don't change who you are. And I promise, if you stick to that, I promise, if you put in the work, I promise, if you do what's hard, I promise, if you make the investment, I promise, dude, you'll have harvest seasons. And the harvest seasons are so freaking fun because they remind you that you're freaking winning, man. That you're freaking winning. That's what I want for you. That's what this show's all about. That's why we build what we build. That's what 800% is. It's freaking winning, man. Winning in all the categories. And listen, I love you. I want that for you. I pray that for you, right? I pray that for you. And I promise you, it does exist in you. Is that fair? All right, cool. We didn't do some dancing today, but we did a tour. Hope that's okay. Listen to music on the tour. I said good morning to Stephanie Toadvine and Vicky Everett. I said good morning to Fiona and Core Element. Said good morning to Andy and Natasha and Dodge. I said good morning to a bunch of people, but we got to go. So I'm going to head over to Clubhouse. If you want to hang out with me over there, you're welcome to. I'm going to go do that. And that's if you're watching live, obviously. If you're watching this on replay, we're on Clubhouse till 1 o'clock, and then I'll be back tomorrow morning, 5:30 a.m. We're going to wrap up this series on winning. High five with the pilot, baby. Let's go. But come talk with me over on Clubhouse if you're watching live. Cool? All right. See you. Gotta go. Peace. Oh. Little sitting area, which is nice, right? A little sitting area here. And then feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like island. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I signed with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet. Talk about the things they're gonna say when they see me, and when they see me, they just dap me up and say good to meet me. I keep it going, flowing over this and make it look easy. Easy for me to say I do this every day of the week. I'm eager to be the one they talk about when all said and done with it. I'm the feature that they want, but then they don't when I come with it. I'm a scene, still a seat, filler, blow up the numbers, and I ain't leaving no crumbs, so you know when I'm done with it. I'm a new school vibe with an old soul, oh so great. Stay paid by the boatload, don't go chasing a wave from a rowboat. Blow smoke right through the face of the ozone.
I do not cut them in. They tryna plot my drop, they been huddling. Feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot. Yeah, family tight, I keep small circle like islet. Whoa, inbox full of contracts, I signed with a stylist. Yeah, blue faces blowing up like violet.
I know a lot of people praying for my downfall, but the only thing that I'll be down for is being top 5, but like down 4. I'm down to earth like the ground floor, but I've been flying so long, I tend to ask people, what's the ground for? Man, I'm only headed up, see my flow volcanic, this the fire I erupt. Heard the fans getting rowdy cause they haven't had enough. You know I'm running the city, you just running out of luck. Yeah, I said that with my chest, I flow hard, it's no wonder they easily impressed. I'm so far, but I'm always coming back with something fresh, I never rest. Where you'll never catch this ego in a nest. I invest my time in the booth, I find a piece. I used to piece the boom in my mind. My ex knows this, let me expose this. She left cause she don't wanna be with an explosive. Man, I'm just
feeling so tall, I could give a high five to the pilot.